What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. I'm gonna throw a little curveball on this video. I'm gonna talk a little politics, talk about the Democratic presidential debate tonight. Took place in Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Very interesting debate tonight. A lot of back and forth, a lot of sparring between the candidates. But I thought the candidate that had the best showing was Pete Buttigieg. He did a good job, man. Did a good job, man. Has that Obama quality about himself as he's able to present his case and display a very good command of the issues and explain in a way that the common man and common woman can understand, man. Did a good job, man. Didn't get too many attacks from his opponents tonight. He had a few that I'm going to discuss, but not what I thought. I thought it was going to be an all-out onslaught on him, you know, since he's the leader in the clubhouse right now in the Iowa caucus, as he's the leader, and that's going to be the first election for the Democrats that's slated to take place in early 2020. I believe in the month of January. They're going to have the Iowa caucus, and right now he's the leader in the Iowa caucus, as the recent polls have suggested that. And I thought he was going to be all-out onslaught, especially from a lot of the lower-tier candidates. But he only had a couple of candidates that actually challenged him. And the one that really kind of went after him that I took note of was Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota. She went after him saying that he lacked experience, that she had more experience, that he talks a good game, basically, but she actually has implemented stuff. She actually has passed over 100 legislations while she was in Congress that she's state claim to, and that he's just basically talked a good game, but he hasn't actually implemented it. And he came back with a strong counterpoint, and he said that, look, you know, he's got candidates on this stage with 100 years of experience, and look what that has got us. He said that he had a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd, and he showed everybody, he said, if you're going to attack me, I'm going to attack you, and I'm going to attack you in a much rougher way than you attack me. And he came real rough on him. And another situation was by Representative Tulsi Gabbard, that she tried to challenge Mayor Pete on issues that, you know, saying both of them have served the military, and they both don't have the experience as far as that goes, but they got good military experience, but that he somehow supported selling the U.S. military to Mexico to fight cartel. And Mayor Pete quickly denied that and said, no, I never said that. You know, you're lying. You know, he basically said, he said I was talking about the U.S.-Mexico alliances, you know, what we're talking about. You know, he said he never said that, you know, he was sending military to fight the drug cartels in Mexico. So he quickly denied that, and he basically called her a liar. And she went on to say, now you did say that. And he said all the fact checkers could check it out and check the story out and confirm that he did say that. That's according to Representative Tulsi Gabbard. And then she went on to say some of the leaders that she will be meeting with. She said, you know, I'm willing to sit down with dictators and maybe people that we don't share agreements with, or we don't share political views of how we should have our country run with, but I'm willing to sit down with those people that we don't agree with, basically. You know, she started naming off leaders that she would meet with, and Mayor Pete Buttigieg quickly jumped in and said, yeah, you just like Trump, you know, you'll meet with anybody. Just like he meets with Kim Jong-un, which is a hostile dictator, and he meets with, and he's always says good things about Russian President Vladimir Putin. You know, you just like Trump, basically comparing her to being another Trump, and got a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. So Mayor Pete wasn't having it. He was, you know, he was ready for the onslaught. It just didn't really come with all the candidates that he thought it was going to come from. You know, there's only two candidates actually challenged him, and that was the two women candidates, and Representative Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii, and Senator Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota. But I thought he had a very good night. I thought Senator Bernie Sanders had a real strong night. That guy there, I love Bernie, man. He is unapologetic about what he all about, man. He's telling you exactly what he told you about when he ran against Hillary Clinton in 2016, man. He's about, man, I want Medicare for all. I want free education. I want, you know, he believes in raising the minimum wage. He said insurance is not working. He said, it's over 87 million people still uninsured. And he said with Medicare for all, everybody would be have a chance to get Medicare. Everybody would have a chance to have health coverage. So he's unapologetic about what he stands for, man. That's one thing about Bernie. It seems like to me, Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, she seems to be kind of not. She doesn't have the same bravado about where she stands on the progressive issues like Bernie has. Bernie has embraced it. He's been a true crusader for that for the progressive politics for many years, and he has not backed down one inch. He's unapologetic, and I love it about Bernie. And Elizabeth Warren was like that too, especially early on in this race. But it seems like when she's started to kind of slip in the polls, in particular in Iowa, she's kind of toned down that rhetoric, man. She doesn't. She's sending out signals that she's willing to maybe compromise and go more toward the middle. So, and I think Bernie Sanders has sensed that. He's taking claim to that progressive lane and said, "Look, I'm the true believer. I'm the guy that wrote the damn bill," as he said again in this debate. I wrote all these progressive bills. I've always stood on all these progressive issues. And when the kitchen get hot, or when these people say, "Oh, Bernie, you need to go toward the middle. You're not gonna be able to win an election." Being so progressive as you are, Bernie's saying, "This is what I am. If you don't like it, go vote for somebody else." That's basically what Bernie's saying. I am who I am. I'm about progressive values, progressive beliefs, progressive issues. If you love me, come join my crusade. If you don't, go vote for somebody else. And that's what Bernie's standing on. He said, "This is what's got me here, and I'm not finna change right now." He seems like he's just he's just doubled down on who he is. And it seems like Elizabeth Warren is kind of trying to play both ends, and I think that might end up hurting her in Iowa. And that's why she's falling in the polls right now. She's being attacked on progressive issues, and she's trying to signal that she would be willing to go toward the middle because she's already thinking about the election, how that might hurt her in a general election against Trump. That she's trying to play at both ends, man. But she's got to win the nomination first, and what's got her there so far is being progressive, and she's got to kind of be careful of trying to play both ends. But as far as the lower tier candidates, I thought Cory Booker had a good night, and I thought Kamala Harris had a good night. They both did a good job of saying, look, especially to the black voters, say, look, black voters have been the most loyal voters in the Democratic Party, in particular black women have been the most loyal voters. Quit taking them for granted. You come to the churches right around election time, want to get their vote, and then once you get their vote, and they show up for you on election day and put you in the office, but you don't show up for them once you get into Washington. You don't show up for them, basically. You need to show up for them and and be there for them like they're there for you on election day, basically. And Kamala Harris did a good job of bringing up women pay, in particular black women. They make 63 cents to every dollar. 63 cents to every dollar that a man make, and she was saying that white women make 80 cents on the dollar. And I think Native American women make 58 cents on the dollar. So that he's saying that she's gonna be fighting for women, fight for their issues, and she'll be looking to get women equal opportunities as far as pay. And as far as reproductive issues, she says men should be deciding on women's reproductive issues, and she'll be there in Washington if she's elected to the presidency. She'll be there fighting for those issues. So she did a very good job, Kamala Harris, on that front. And Cory Booker had the line of the night as he attacked Vice President Joe Biden. He said, Biden, it was on a marijuana issue. He said, Biden, you said that you for the black people, and you got the black support right now, but you don't, as far as the marijuana issue, you must have been the one that was high because you voted against the marijuana issues, and marijuana is legal in a lot of states, especially a lot of states out west, and they drew a lot of laughter and a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd as he attacked Biden. Biden quickly responded and said, "Nah, man, he voted for decriminalizing marijuana users that are locked up right now." So he said if he was there, he would let all the people that's in the jail right now for marijuana possession. He would, if he's president, he would let all of them free. It'd be interesting to see how he implement that. But that's what he said, though, to try to counter what Cory Booker said. But Cory Booker said, "You must have been high if you think marijuana is not an issue that's affecting black communities." That's basically what Cory Booker said, man. So I thought as far as the lower tier candidates, the candidates that, constantly polling 5% or less in the national polls, that'll be Corey, Kamala, Yang, Klobuchar, Steyer, Gabbard. The lower tier candidates, I thought the two candidates that had the best night were Cory Booker and Kamala Harris. But as far as the top tier candidate, I thought Buttigieg clearly won that. I thought this was another bad night for Vice President Joe Biden. He just had low energy. He was fumbling with his words, and he been doing that really in all his debates, man. It seemed like it was a little bit worse tonight. So I didn't think he had a good night at all, man. I thought Senator Warren, she had problems. I didn't think she had a real good night either. She didn't double down on being a progressive or warrior as Senator Sanders did. I thought Senator Sanders had a good night. So the top tier candidates, I thought Buttigieg was number one, Bernie Sanders was number two. I thought Warren was a distant third, and I thought Vice President Joe Biden was a distant fourth. I thought the third and fourth one were way away from the top two candidates, and Buttigieg and Sanders. And I'm just talking about the top tier candidates. The top tier candidates going into this debate was Vice President Joe Biden, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders, Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Them are the top four candidates. And those four candidates, Buttigieg had the best night. Bernie Sanders was number two. And then we get to Elizabeth Warren was a distant third. And Vice President Joe Biden was even a more distant fourth. But as far as the lower tier candidates, Senator Cory Booker from New Jersey and Senator Kamala Harris from California had the best nights. I thought it was Klobuchar. She started off kind of nervous. She was kind of, when she was talking, you could tell she was real nervous. That she's been surging in the polls, doing better than she was previously. And I don't know if that kind of got to her. She was kind of went from the lower tier to right in that middle with right below Buttigieg, right in that middle as far as polling goes, recent polling goes. She was right she's a notch below the top tier candidates. And I don't know if she kind of felt that pressure, but she started out kind of nervous. But as the debate went on, she picked it up and she did very well. But until she went against Buttigieg, and Buttigieg responded with that counterpoint that kind of took all the momentum that she had kind of built toward the middle part of the debate and kind of brought her back to what she started, where she was kind of nervous. So I thought she had like an up and down night. I thought it was kind of like a roller coaster ride for her tonight. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down type of night. So I thought she kind of, she was okay. If I had to grade her, she probably was a C, but she was started off like as a D, real nervous, and she went up to like a B. But then when Buttigieg came at her, she tried to say he didn't have no experience, and he said that, well, look, we got candidates on this stage have 100 years of experience in Washington, and look what that got us. Got us Donald Trump. So he kind of came with a vicious counterpoint that kind of brought her back down to a C in my opinion. But overall, Buttigieg was the star of the show as far as the top tier candidates. And as far as the lower tier candidates, it was all about Booker and Kamala Harris, as they did a good job of appealing to the black voters. So you got two black candidates up here that can do what Obama did, get the Obama coalition going as far as bringing out the black votes, because the black vote people did not come out for Hillary Clinton in 2016 like they came out in 2008 and 2012 for Barack Obama. They did a good job of trying to make that point, saying, we are the candidates that can mobilize and inspire and get the black vote out. That's what we're going to need to win the election in 2020. So that's just my opinion on y'all. I done thrown a curveball. I know y'all used to be, when I'm talking about sports, boxing, NFL, NBA, NFL, all sports, actually tennis. I talk about all the things. I do videos on all sports, but I threw you a little curveball talking politics. Just my 2 cents on it. If you agree or disagree, leave your comments in the comment section. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.